So, welcome to Keeping It Real on Purpose. And I am your host, Edna White. I am a life coach and a business coach. But today I'm so excited to have again someone that I've known to come to love that we probably were spiritual sisters somewhere in the skies somewhere. I really think so. And I really love her energy. If you love me, you love her energy. I'm telling you right now, audience, I want you to lean into what she has to say because this is Kim Love Jones. She is a certified relationship coach. And we need relationships to get along on this earth. So we're going to listen to her today, put us on fire and on notice on how to really act accordingly. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much again for inviting me to come on your
You're
platform.
so welcome.
This is so amazing. Edna, I just love your spirit as well. And I appreciate you inviting
Yeah.
me. I feel very privileged. Trust me, I do.
Oh, listen, when I meet somebody who's celestial being, because that's what it's all about. It's our celestial being, it's our energy. When I meet
Yes.
someone like that, it's like, hey, we could do firecracker work together. Let me say,
Yes.
and I
Yes.
love that about you. I love that
Yes.
about you. Arms open, heart open, more than that, smile open, everything just opened up. As soon as we met each other, I was like, well, we know each other. It was like, oh, we knew each other from somewhere, and it wasn't on Earth, but it was definitely up there.
Yes.
So, and
Yes.
that's the energy you got to have. The people you got to have around you that will take you places while you're not looking. You need that person. You
Yes.
need those people to take you
Yes.
different places. So, I love the fact that you're a relationship coach. I think I met a couple of relationship coaches in my past that were
Mhm.
relatable, and I don't understand why. But let me just shut up. Just let me shut up.
Oh
I'm
my
leaning in
God.
on you today because I know what you talk about, and I followed you, and I listened to you, and I'm like, So
Wow.
that's how you show up in the world, because I want my audience to know how you show up.
Yes. I'm going to tell you, just I show up, Edna, just authentically as who I am.
Yeah,
And I think as it relates to relationships, like I'm not for everybody. Everybody is not going to get me. And I'm okay with that. Right. But I show up unapologetically who I am. I'm laughing loud, I'm talking loud, and I'm walking in the room with this energy like, hey, how you doing? And I think if more people did that, I think if
hmm
more people came into the building as their authentic selves,
yeah,
they get to set the atmosphere,
yeah,
right? Because it's your energy. And a
yeah,
lot of people don't realize that that's part of the reason why a lot
yeah,
of relationships don't work. Like, it's the energy you carrying,
yeah.
right? And
Yes,
they be like, Kim, but I
yes,
don't have your personality. I said, it, it might be personality, but I'm also unafraid,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
To just
Yep,
show
exactly.
up. Like I'm
Yeah,
here. Hello,
yeah,
somebody. Kim is here
yeah,
and she's in the building.
yeah,
And when
yeah,
it's not just personality, it's also confidence,
hmm
right? Um, it's humility as well, because
yeah,
I'm not, the great I am that I am.
yeah,
I
for sure.
am but I'm here and I'm understanding my purpose and
Yeah,
I'm understanding that I'm here to serve. And when you
right.
come into relationships to serve, right, and not to be served,
Yeah,
you meet a different version of that person,
yeah, right.
right? So I
hmm
think that is extremely important. Like one of my girlfriends that I met, let's say about 11, 12 years ago, when I met her husband was getting sick. They didn't know exactly what was going on at the time, but they found out that it was cancer. So I
hmm
had just pretty much met her. I was around her family, different things like that. And for like the first, I don't know, 7 years, she really didn't even know that I had children.
hmm
She was
Wow.
like, when I finally said, "Oh, my son," she said,
Yeah.
How come you never, why did you never tell me that you had children,
Right.
Kim? And I said, because I was here in a capacity to serve you. I wasn't coming in the door to talk about me. I was
Yeah.
coming in the door to meet your need. And that's
Hmm.
how we built the friendship that we have.
Right. Hmm.
Right? Because in that moment, we went through the whole, her husband, the
Yeah.
chemo,
Yeah.
and when I called her, I said, "How are you doing?"
Yeah.
Right?
And
I
you meant
wasn't
it. And you meant it.
right. And so
Yeah.
she was flabbergasted. And then when she found out I had grandkids, she was even more flabbergasted because
Yeah.
people go like this, like they pull out all the pictures for their grandkids,
Yeah.
right? And and my grandkids are like so dope. Like they bring me to tears all the time, right? And my
Yeah.
kids as well. But it was like, no, babe, because I wasn't here
Yeah.
to serve me. And the
Right.
sisterhood that we have to this day is around me serving you and showing
Yeah.
up and being there for you. And I think that when you do that in relationships,
Hmm.
you get reciprocity for people who got
Yeah.
sense, right? You
Yeah.
get for people who got
Yeah.
sense because everybody ain't got good sense. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Let's just keep it real. Everybody ain't got it, right? We gotta be honest,
No.
okay?
Mm-mm.
So when you have that posture,
Right.
it people be like, wow, and I wasn't doing
Hmm.
it for any other reason
Right.
except to just love on her because her husband ended up passing
Yeah.
away, the funeral, and
Yeah.
just sitting with her,
Yeah.
right? And I believe that that's the
Hmm.
foundation for a great relationship. And we are
Yeah.
like, we call each other sisters now
Yeah.
because we went through it together,
Yeah.
right?
That's
Yeah,
good. That's good.
yeah.
So, I'm gonna take apart everything you just said to me. You know that, right? I'm start from the beginning because I love what you talked about. Going into a relationship to serve, and this is good. Now, let's talk about coding because I spoke to my one of my friends. No, he's a colleague of mine, and we're talking about one of his clients and how to, you know, readdress her to have her come back to coaching, right? All right.
Hmm.
So um, he was asking me my tips or whatever. So I said to him, he said, well, she's really modest, and she doesn't take credit. She's this big president of this company. She doesn't take credit. I said, no, no, no. It's coding. He says, what do you mean? He said, I don't know. I'm a woman. I'm a man. I don't know what women do. I said, when you're in a male dominated industry,
Hmm.
you sometimes start to code because you're going head to head with a male. So your
Hmm.
relationship with them is kind of skewed because you have to make a stance in a world that's supposed to be all men, right?
Right,
So you're
right.
making this stance and you're coding, right? So you're putting on this facade.
Hmm.
So he says to me, it's very, she can't seem to relate to other people. I said, correct. She's, again, is not modest. She's coding, so she has to take all that off. Talk about taking off, like how this works in relationships in the workplace. Because now you said something about friendship. I love it. Let's talk
Hmm.
about taking it off in the workplace because I think the audience needs to know that it affects every relationship. Because when we talk about relationships, Kim, and you know this, everybody already goes right to the romantic part. They don't think about the other parts.
Yes,
They don't think about
yes,
any of the other
yes.
parts. So let's
Right,
talk about the workplace relationship in accordance to serving when you go
right,
into the workplace.
right. Okay, that's awesome. And I like that you said that, right? You know what I tell everybody that the workplace
Uh-huh.
and your siblings, right?
Yes.
And your friends is where you practice for your relationship, for your romantic.
Sheesh. A lot of us failed.
Because we literally treat people different at work than we do in our personal relationships. But if we brought that
Yes.
same kindness and compassion, if we showed up being authentically who we are and understood that vulnerability is not a weakness, but it is a strength to
Right.
every woman, right?
Oh, that's good. That's
It's
good.
it's a
That's good.
strength. It is
Yes.
not a weakness,
Right.
right? And
Right.
when you understand that, you set a different tone. That's why women are more powerful than men. When we ask for the help, when we lean into the courage that it takes, right?
Yes.
To get
Yeah. Stop
to,
preaching now. Stop preaching. Stop preaching.
because
Stop it
it
now.
so we don't want to code. We
No.
don't want to really code. And that doesn't
Right.
mean that you don't articulate yourself well.
Right.
Baby, I can go to the
Exactly.
hood and be just as comfortable as I am at a black tie affair. It's all good,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Howsomever, howsomever, you can still be that authentic person at
Yes.
work in
Yes.
terms of getting along, and
Yes.
it actually gives you a leg up as
Right.
opposed
Right.
to a leg down, because
Yeah.
in the corporate world they
Hmm.
want you to be tough and don't bend and just
Right.
but what
Right.
makes your team work corporately is
Yes.
your ability to be flexible and lean in to people and see them as individuals and not as a
Mm.
collection,
Yes.
right?
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
it so then when people know that you see them and
Hmm.
that you care about them, what do? They produce more for you than they do other people. That's why this
So
transitions
very
into
true.
the home, right?
So very,
It's
so very
amazing.
true.
Yeah. And so
So
yeah,
very.
that's where I see that, because like it's okay for you, not for you to necessarily cry, but it's okay to allow somebody to come into your office, for you to be a safe space, especially in a
Hmm.
place where everybody's telling you you can't do that, right? When
Yeah.
you open up
Yeah.
and people realize how much you care about them as an individual, right? They begin
Right.
to produce for you on levels that you can't even understand. It's
I
amazing,
know that's very true. It's so
right?
true. It's so true. Very true. I can say when I ran my real estate office, um, I didn't want to be. The reason why I left being an agent was the way that the males ran their real estate office, and I was like, oh no, I would never.
Right.
And let things slide and treat people certain ways. I was, oh no. And I said, no, I have to get out of here. Number one, for my own peace and sanity. Number two, I know I can do this better. And when I say that before my very eyes, my business went from 2 agents to 15, plus another office with 7. When I say just leaning in, like you just said, just leaning in and accepting people. Yes, we're working organization together, but
Yes.
individually, I saw everybody's gift and I said, this is what you could do. This is what you could do. And make it work together. I'm telling
Yes.
you, I'm seeing the
Yes.
results of it all now.
Yes.
And it's such a beautiful thing.
It really
Now,
is. Cultivating
now
the
I want
gifts.
to I want to pull this out of you now, sister girl. I hear so many people, right,
Mhm.
talking about letting people go, leaving, ghosting people.
Mm.
If somebody says something that you don't like, you leave them alone. You don't talk to them. I need you to talk to that because that's happening all over the world now. People are just leaving people, breaking off from people, not talking to people. How can we get this back in the relationship? How can we
Yeah.
get back?
Yeah. I think it's very unfortunate. Like as I look at this, sometimes in a real talk, I am in tears. Like, first of all, I'm an empath, so I feel other people's pain, right?
Yeah.
But aside from that, it makes me cry because I don't think that people see the value of other people, right? So if I don't see the value in you, I can walk away from you and
Right.
not even think back about it twice and go ahead
Right.
on about my business. Um, there is this book that I read about maybe now 5 years ago, and it
Hmm.
is called The Celestine Prophecies.
Okay.
It's an amazing book.
Okay.
Um, but in the beginning of the book, they talk about the Great Awakening, right? And people are over settling for dealing with nonsense.
Right.
The person or the people who walk away from you, I don't care if it's business,
Hmm.
um, I don't care in what arena.
Right.
It's
Right.
clear that they don't understand your value and they're not conscious enough to know who they're walking away from, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, that's a given. But once you wake up yourself and understand the value that you bring,
Okay.
you will
Right.
rise so far above that kind of foolishness that you
Oh
will
yeah.
only entertain people who are consciously aware and people who
Yeah.
have done the healing work that would
Yeah.
not walk away from
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Because there is a group of people that are just now awakening, and there are a
Hmm.
group of people who have already awoke. They're already awoke, right?
Yeah.
And I'm
Hmm.
talking about this in terms of our consciousness, right?
Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
in our healing. Um, why are you entertaining somebody who don't see a value in your worth?
Right. Right.
It's almost like a wake up call. I just had one of those,
Hmm.
honestly, that
Okay.
I can
Okay.
honestly talk about right now. I don't know if I want to, or even if I should, right? But I just had that happen to me, and it's a few. It's around friends, right?
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
it's just really dawning on me, like
Right.
Kim, their season in your life is over, right?
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
really, some 30, 40 year friendships.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It's
Yes,
not,
I do.
it's not like a 3 year friendship. It's a
No.
30 and 40 year friendship,
Right.
right? So
Yeah.
my purpose and my reason for saying that is because I finally know that I need people around me who are conscious and they're gonna clap for me just as hard as I've been clapping for them.
That's right.
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 So
Right.
people are ghosting people, but they're
Hmm.
only ghosting people who they weren't supposed to be around
Right.
anyway.
Right.
So it's like we have to get over this mindset of that it had anything to do with us,
Ooh, that's good. That's good.
right?
Yeah.
Because when you think about it,
That's really good.
it really doesn't have anything to do with how amazing and wonderful you are or aren't.
Right. That's good.
You're not, I said it initially, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I'm
Yeah.
okay with that,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm. Right.
So, can two walk together unless they agree?
No. Mm-mm.
If I'm going here and you want to stop here and
Right.
get off the bus,
Right.
babe, I love you.
I'll
I
see you
love
next
you
time
so
around.
much. Yes, the bus will be back around. The bus, I
Yeah.
might go around the world before
Yeah.
I come back, but I'm always going to love you for who you are and who you were
Absolutely.
to me. And I
Yeah.
appreciate you and thank you for whatever it is that you
Yep.
gave
Yep.
me during this time.
Yep.
And I think the reason why it's magnified so much is because we do so much with social media, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I think that that's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of it because
Mm-hmm.
before social media, people were walking away. We just didn't have a platform for everybody to see it. You know what I
Ah.
mean? One
Yeah.
of my girlfriends had gotten engaged, and she's this amazing woman. And I used to work with her, and before the year was out, after the big
Mm-hmm.
engagement online and everybody congratulating, he had broken her heart because he was cheating, and
Yeesh.
it didn't. You understand what I'm saying? So
Uh-huh.
it just
Uh-huh.
magnifies
Right.
because of social media even the more,
Right.
right?
Right.
But people have been ghosting people for years. They just didn't call it ghosting.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, you're right. I don't entertain social media as much as most because I saw social media as a way to make money. So my end result
Yes.
is
Say
totally
that.
different.
That part. That part. It's a business
It's totally
platform.
different.
Right.
Yes, and the only time that I really used it is when I go away. I like to let my family know where I am and keep, you know, like a map, like a stamp of where I am. Hey, I'm here. I'm here. So that I'm safe. It's a way of safety for me. It
Yes.
started a
Yes.
long time. I'm talking about those you meet, and you cleared it up for me because, I'm a personal person like you. Friendly. Want to get to know everybody. I'm now in the last maybe 3 or 4 years. I'm tweaking my intuition in connecting energetically with people.
Yes.
And that's where I am. 3 years ago, I wasn't there because I go, oh, why they don't like me? I'm
Mm.
a great person. Like, what's going on? Now in the 3 year journey, because it's a lot you have to learn. Even with your family,
Mhm.
you're not going to energetically connect with them because they may not be where you are. They may
Yes.
not be. They may energetically, not humanistically, you probably are,
Yeah.
but energetically, it can't work together because you're always going to be doing this.
Right.
And I'm learning, even the experience with you and everyone I'm running into, I'm learning
Hmm.
it's energy, and but I'm going to ask you because you're the relationship coach. I say, I'll be on with somebody. I'll say, oh well, this doesn't go well. I don't think we're matching. I don't think we're
Hmm.
meshing together. We're not syncing together. This is not working well. I appreciate you. Maybe at another time, but I'm able to say that now. Whereas before
Hmm.
I'd be like, what the heck is that? Like, what is that? That's
Hmm.
kind of
Hmm.
weird.
Hmm.
And it leaves saying it for me
Hmm.
leaves now closes the door. It's almost like, okay, gotta go. It's not like
Right.
you. It's like, hey, I don't think this is gonna work out. And I started doing that on my podcast. So when I
Ah.
interview people, I'd be like, um, this didn't go well. This we didn't jive together well.
Wow.
And it happens, it happens,
Ah.
and I hope that we come back on another time. It may not be for us right now. And
Right.
I saw that I was doing that. And in my regular life, I would say that to people. It's like, hey, great meeting you. We're just not someone that could, kind of hang out together. My energy's
Wow.
not your energy. And that's
Wow.
okay. That's okay. But you have to, I think what you make a light go on for me, from you, is
Ah.
coming into the relationship or into meeting someone, serving.
Hmm.
Most people want to be served.
Hmm. Hmm.
They want to be served. They want you to,
Hmm.
recognize them and do. You come in the room, like you said, you come in the room, you're feeling all of your energy, all of who you are. You're not meaning to overplay anybody.
No.
It's just you.
Yep. Here I go.
Yeah, here I am. And we all are brilliant stars, and there's not one dark
Right.
star in the sky. There's not one dark one. Not one
Right.
dark one. All
Right.
of us have the ability to shine bright. What
Yeah.
is it going to take for you to shine bright and accept who I accept that I'm a star up there,
Right.
and I chose to come. I accept it.
Right.
You
Right.
accept it.
Right.
So I think you're teaching me something. I just want to share that with the audience, you guys. I think that what you're saying to me today kind of lines up to what I didn't know what it was. I will tell you what it was, but it
Mm-hmm.
definitely is. I'm learning to meet people energetically instead of like
Yes.
where we are. We may went to high school together. We knew each other with 40 years, like you said, right? 40
Right.
years,
Right.
and then we're not in the same spot.
We're
Your
not.
energy's not good. What's going on?
Right.
Why are we here? That was the
Right.
last question I asked one of my long time. Why are we here like this right now? There's something
Right.
going on.
Right.
Let's
Right.
talk
What
about
is
it.
happening?
And it's
What's
okay.
happening?
Yeah.
Right.
And if they don't have an answer, it's okay. Because guess what? I can no longer carry the weight of being 100% friend.
That's it right there.
I can't
That's
carry
it.
that way. So I
That's
give it
it.
right on back to you, So, and it makes us responsible because it'll keep us up at night, right?
Yes.
The thing I was going through with this friend, I'm like, I can't understand it. I
I-
can't understand it. And until I said, why are we here?
Right.
Did I let it go? I let it go.
Right.
It was like, why are we
Right.
here? And
Right.
they gave their rendition of whatever it was, and it didn't feel right. But you know what? It's okay if they feel like that. But as long as I ask that question, why are we here?
Right. 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 And I think it's part of, leaning into um purpose, or
Ah, you're right. No,
uh
you're right.
what are we doing, right? It's saying, wait a minute, this is not, wait. I just had a situation like that too. Oh my God. So much is going on since October. I'm like, God, you've just shifted me. And I didn't even realize I was being shifted until I got there. And then, okay, so I'm not into like numerology and all this other stuff, right?
Right,
But
right.
there is meaning behind every number, right?
There you
Okay.
go.
So 9 is birth, right?
Yes. Uh huh.
But I know 10 doesn't have this exact meaning,
Right,
but if I'm birthed
right,
into a new place
right,
spiritually, right?
right, right,
And
right,
we're just kicking it right now, Edna. We just kicking it
right.
because I
Exactly. I
feel
got you.
like I
I
need to
got
say this right now. And then all of a sudden, I was feeling a little bothered. Not, I was more than a little bothered, actually. But I was so like frustrated, and I was like, "Why am I so frustrated? What
you.
is going on with you, Kim? This is not you. You wake up grateful every morning. Why are you mad? You seem a little angry. That's not
Hmm.
your usual, right?" And what ended up happening as I was praying about it, I began to realize, wait, you shifted. You shifted. So when you get to the new place, it's like you starting over again. Some
Yes.
things gotta go because they don't align with you. And so
Hmm.
I was this happened in October for me, and because I was like, oh God, my birthday, right? I was like, why am I angry on my birthday? I'm never angry on my birthday. I have so much to be grateful for. That's
Right,
when I
right.
knew something was really wrong, right?
Going on. Yeah,
But it
yeah,
really wasn't anything wrong more than it was an awakening on a new level for me.
yeah.
And everybody couldn't go.
Right,
And
right,
and and I always love people, and I think that we all do, because you don't turn your love off like it's a faucet. When you
mm-hmm.
love people genuinely with all of your heart, you remain in that place. That person just cannot have a part going forward,
Your life. Yeah, of course.
right?
That's right.
So
Right.
as I'm trying to deal with this, had a whole situation, a whole one, Edna, in the month of
Right.
October with a
Right.
good friend of mine, and we were having a conversation, and I finally said, "Oh, wait a minute! I had to think about and process everything that was being said."
Hmm.
And
Uh-huh.
when I prayed, it didn't take me long after that. I began to realize that unless I was going to stay always apologizing or always bearing the weight of the total relationship on my shoulders, which is what I think you just said,
Yes.
that I was signing up, friendship, relationship, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I was going to sign up for the rest of my life to deal with somebody
To that.
who does not take responsibility for the role that they play in this
Yep.
relationship,
Yep.
friendship.
Yep.
Wait, hold up. I was like, Kim,
Yep.
sister girl, talking to
Yep.
myself.
Yeah.
We ain't doing that no more.
No.
Because this is either a relationship of, oh, I didn't know that that bothered you. I didn't know that that made you feel that way when I did this. I apologize. And it is both of our responsibility to own, because
Right.
it requires work,
Right.
But if I'm
Right.
dealing with someone who does not own their stuff, that is a contract signing type of deal. Well, you
Yeah.
know how they are. Yeah. And you just decided,
Yeah.
no, I'd rather not. So let me
Rather
get off
than,
of this
yeah.
roller coaster ride right now.
Totally.
I don't listen, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah. That's
Love
right.
you.
Yeah. That's right. And be civil when you meet them. I think I used to not believe like you in the numbers
Right.
until I really looked into the numbers.
Yes.
So 10 is a number of is wholeness, unity, and it's
Yes.
actually an area where you get unit, where you get wisdom, where you start to embark on wisdom. So just
Wow.
like the trees shed, just like the trees shed, what happens? The trees start extracting
Yes.
the water automatically from the leaves. That's why they die.
Mm.
It automatically says, this is not the season anymore. So it
Right.
automatically closes off
Right.
fluids to the end of their branches
Wow.
and lets them dry.
Wow.
So it's a time of wisdom, of getting to that place of wisdom,
Yes.
and that's what we were, and really some spiritual truths. So
Yes.
good that you got there. It's good that you got there, and it's nothing wrong with being there. That's what
Mm-mm.
people need to wake up and understand. There's nothing wrong with it.
Nothing. And
Nothing at
it's
all.
and it's all okay is what I'm really trying to get to.
It is.
It's like it's okay because I'm on this
Right.
journey and I'm going to be fine. And I'm going to be fine,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so is
Absolutely.
everybody else that's listening, right? And it requires some shedding. It
Sure.
requires some
Absolutely.
truth telling to yourself.
Got to. And
To
it's a lot of inner work. And it's a lot of inner work. And it's the tree. Talk
yes.
about the trees, right? We're still talking about that tree. Now, that fluids, guess where it goes? The extra fluids during the winter go into the
To
roots.
roots. Mm.
Think
That is so
about that.
dope. That is so dope. I love that analogy. I'm
Yeah,
like, okay, the
around that
tree.
time.
But this is like a
Okay.
real thing.
Yeah. It
It's
goes,
like,
we
yeah,
are like a tree. We're literally like a tree. We are
yes,
literally a tree. We
yes.
shed, we got if our nails grow, then what? You think that the nail is
Y-
growth? No, it's
Right.
the tree that's shedding. It's
Yes,
shedding.
yes.
We
I
have to
got
clip
you.
them down.
I
We
love
have to trim them
this.
down.
I
Everything's got to be
love
trimmed
this.
down. So,
Because everything has a time, a season,
yes,
a place.
exactly,
Yes,
exactly,
yes.
exactly. Could you imagine yourself if you didn't trim this tree? Just
Right,
imagine. Just
right,
imagine you didn't take
right,
care of it.
right.
So people saying, "Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that." Everybody, you can't do this, you can't do. I said, listen, if you don't trim this tree, you're gonna look unrecognizable. You're gonna look
Right,
like Mister It, unrecognizable. You're not
right,
gonna be human anymore.
right,
Don't tell me that God intended that to happen. Don't even tell me
right,
that because I don't want to
right,
hear it. Okay,
right.
just don't want to hear it
Right.
because
No, it's
things.
true. That's why there are seasons. There are
Yeah,
seasons for everything.
yeah,
Like everything is not supposed to come up at the same
stay the same.
time, be right.
No.
Everything needs to change. And more
Mm-mm.
importantly, though, I think, is our mindsets.
Yeah, that
More
gotta change.
important, like we need to see this because this is for our own personal growth and
Right,
development, right?
right,
It's
right.
it's really not even about the other people. It's about us recognizing what we need in this season
Exactly,
of our
exactly.
lives, right?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
being and honoring that, not pushing it under the
Yeah.
rug like, oh well, no, it's gonna be fine. No, it's
I
not.
hate that word "fine." I hate it. As soon as I hear the word "fine," I want to just like jump over the. You're not fine. There's no emotion connected to fine. There's none.
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 I've
Fine.
never even heard that before, and I know like it's none.
Yeah.
I never
It's
thought
like
about there is no emotion tied to fine. I've never thought about that.
it's never. There's nothing. And I'm like, come on now.
And
I
it's
want to go
not.
to now. I want to. You told you started. You open the door now. So you always open doors. You open the door to our own. Dealing with our own self. Now let's talk about relating to our own selves because we go all out. for other people, but we do. How do we now open the gates for us to serve ourselves so that we be
Mm,
able to serve others? Because sometimes we're not. We can be serving other people, but we're really not real right. We're really,
right,
really not real right.
right,
So
right.
explain that. Talk about that.
I think that like that's probably like I think I found this out like when I got older, right? I did not know this. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
didn't know
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And I think for me that I realized like I gotta pour into Kim. I gotta
Right.
do the work because
Hmm.
I realized that in every relationship that I've had, I am the
Right.
common denominator,
Right.
right? And if I
Right.
am the common
Hmm.
denominator and my relationships are wonderful or they're not,
Right.
or
Hmm.
I miss some stuff in an attempt to take care of somebody
Right.
else as opposed to taking care of
Hmm.
myself. If
Right.
I, whatever the mistakes were, as I got older, I began to realize like I really got to take care of me.
Yeah.
And by taking care of me, it means leaning into the work that I need to do to be
Right.
successful and honor
Right.
myself, right?
Right. Right.
It's not it's not just um let me take care of everybody else, the kids, the husband, the nieces, the nephews. Oh, my
Right.
sister and my oh, you're not doing anything. Why don't you come and do what do
Right.
you don't know if I'm doing anything. Like you're so
Right.
disrespectful. But that's what they think, right? They
Right.
think that,
Right.
right?
Right. You
Like
got. You got
like
all this time in the world, girl. You
and oh,
do.
and yeah, and let's just pile some stuff up on Kim,
Right.
and I think that when I started realizing what I needed, my value, my worth, pouring into
Yeah.
my cup, making sure
Hmm.
that if I like to read,
Hmm.
just sitting down and reading a book, even if it's for 20 minutes, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
I think that that's like important because I think we miss it. I think we
Hmm.
miss it, right?
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
we're so busy trying to please everybody else that we do not take the time to take care of
Hmm.
us. And then we end up feeling depleted because we
Yeah.
gave too much of ourselves away.
Yeah.
Everybody's urgency became our
Hours.
emergency.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be that way.
Mm-mm.
So
Not at all.
I'm not 100% sure that I answered the question, but I think it's around us making sure that we honor what we need first because we're
Hmm.
so much better for others
Yeah.
when we take care of and
Yeah.
honor what we need,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because when
So.
you do that, then you're good. You're like, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I went and got a massage today. I
Yeah.
went and got a facial. I feel like I can conquer the world.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, baby, you
So.
need me to do. You're kinder. You're gentler.
Right.
You're not on
Yeah.
edge because you're
Right.
taking care of you.
Yeah.
And you're not resenting doing anything for anybody else because you did
Yeah.
what you needed to do for you,
Right.
right?
Right.
So
So. Yeah.
I think that that's part of it, and I hope I answered the question.
Yeah. You did. You did. I know the audience. I always get questions about loving yourself because I talk about that wholeheartedly all the time. Part of being in trauma is considering yourself first. Is always considering yourself. And I say to the people pleasers, you guys know who you are. When you please people, you're not pleasing yourself. You're giving yourself, like Dr. Kim says, giving yourself away. Okay, you're giving pieces of yourself. Here you go. So when you get it, when you get back to yourself, well, who the heck am I?
Yeah,
That's why when you become an empty nester, like you don't giving every piece of yourself away.
every
Your kids
piece.
got part of you at the
Mm,
college. Your husband got a part of you at his job. Your mother's got a part of you over here. all pieces of you strewn all over the place,
Right.
and then when you come into yourself, you be like, well, who am I? You
Who
got to
am
go
I?
back to all of them and collect all those pieces. Go back
That is
all
so
to them
true.
and
That's so
collect
true.
all the pieces. And you don't want to do that. So this is why we do what we do. This is why
Yes.
me and Kim do what we've got to do. This is it. Because we see this in women, we see this in Black women, we see this
Yes.
all around, and we don't want that to continue to happen. We're here
Right.
for you. So, Kim, tell us what you got coming on the horizon because
Oh
we need to
my.
follow you and know what's going on and
Oh
get into
my.
the relationship. Um,
Um,
I get into the club. Get into the club.
listen, I am actually having a conference. Or let me say it's going to be a workshop because
Okay.
I might not make it a conference. It might be a workshop. I'm going to
Okay.
be doing that at the end of January, beginning of February, because we want
Okay.
to get ourselves, situated, right? We want to get better.
Okay.
The other thing that I have going on is I have my Unlocking Your Love monthly membership group where we work on our healing. And I say we because even though I teach the class, can I tell you, like, the healing is
Yeah.
so, like, it's an ongoing process. It's like
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
it's active and ongoing. And so
Yes.
we are all in the class, men and women, learning and growing together. And Edna,
Okay.
it is amazing to watch the transformations, the light
Yes.
bulb
Yes.
moments. We
Yes.
meet on Zoom once a
Yeah.
week,
Okay.
and the light bulb moments,
Goes off. I love
the
it.
tears,
Mhm.
the the epiphanies. Like, I got it.
Right.
I got it.
Right.
And I
Right.
found my strength. That kind of thing.
Right.
It
Hmm.
brings me to tears when I
Wow.
see the growth.
Wow.
And
Right.
so I have that going on.
Hmm.
It's listen, it's so much. I just came back from Georgia.
Okay.
I did a women's retreat down there. I was one of the speakers. I didn't, however, know I was the headliner. I ended up being the headliner. It's like, wait,
Okay.
I don't know
That's
how that happened.
wonderful.
Right. So, but can I tell you that it was so amazing that I am seriously thinking about putting together a retreat
Okay.
because I just think, like, when women come together, and while I work with both men and women, right? When women
Right.
come
Hmm.
together and we understand our power,
Oh yeah.
oh
Oh yeah.
my
Oh
God,
yeah.
it is an
Oh yeah.
explosion
Yeah.
of,
Yeah.
of awesomeness. Like, and everybody begins to own where they are. And it is
Yes.
absolutely amazing. And so
That's
yeah, it was so dope. And I think I might want to put something together coming, I don't know, it might be 6, 7, 8 months from now, somewhere in the Caribbean,
okay. All
somewhere
right.
in the sunshine,
Yeah.
so we could
Okay.
do our thing, and not be bundled up because it was
Yeah.
really cold in
Absolutely.
Georgia, but it was nice. It wasn't,
Oh wow.
but yeah. So that's what I have going on. And yeah, I can be reached at Kim Love Jones on Facebook, Real Love Jones on IG. Um,
Hmm.
yeah. And Threads. They got so much stuff going on out here.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I'm old school, and I'm getting back into the practice of there's a phone number you can give to everyone because I'm
Yes.
considering all the people who are driving is not going to be able to remember this link. I want them to pull over and get your phone number. So what's your phone number?
It's 516-513-8049.
Say
That
that
is
one
my
more
phone
time.
number. 516-513-8049. Oh my God, I
All
almost forgot.
right.
Five one three eight
Oh
zero four
wow.
nine. Yeah. And
Great.
also they can reach me at reallovejones.com. Just think
Hmm.
of Real Love Jones. Think about Love Jones, the movie. And
Okay.
yeah, and you can catch up to me there.
All right, that's wonderful. Well, audience, if you want to ask a question, you want to really get in touch with this relationship coach, I would consider it wholeheartedly. What's coming for me on the horizons, and I know that I want to get Dr. Kim in on it. December 1st, which is today, I am having Learning to Forgive Yourself and Have the Success and Love That You Deserve. Today at 7:30 p.m., we have a whole lot to go over, but it's going to be great. December 28th, break free from the superwoman trauma. You're gonna love that. So I hope that you're
Wow.
around, and I am creating. Excuse my dog. I am creating a summit in April, which I'd love for you as a relationship coach to be on one of the speakers,
I
because
would
it's
love
going
to
to
be
be that
there.
hotel. We're going to have fabulous time. We're going to have some love. We're going to have some fun time. See, I'm one for fun. I love fun.
Me
Fun,
too.
fun, fun. We can be serious for a while, but fun is really where we need to be.
Right. We
So,
tired of being
audience,
serious all the
I
time.
hope you guys connect with us, because we are a synergy that needs to be reckoned with if you can. Thank you so much, Dr. Kim, for being there and being part of this audience today, because I am excited for who we're going to meet along the way. Thank you again for being here. And do you have any parting words for the audience?
If there was anything that I would say stand in your truth, use your voice.
Yeah,
If you want to have authentic relationships, then be authentic. Allow
yeah,
yourself to
yeah.
be vulnerable and use your voice. Yeah.
Absolutely marvelous. Marvelous. So we thank you, audience, for being here today, and we hope to see you again. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this around, and even support us in the journeys that we're in. Bye for now.